Okay, live again. Let me know if you can see and hear, please. Okay, guys, I'm just doing another live. I'm not even sure what's going on here, how this stupid thing is working. Seems like it just wanted to cut me off. So yeah, I'm using Restream right now. As you can see, I'm on Restream right now. I have no idea how the stream is coming out. I'll edit it later. But for now, okay, so you can see. Okay, that's perfect, right? Like, so let's go back to where we were. We were on. Right, so let's come back to the link. Okay, we just saw. I think I have to just do it all over again. But do you know what the thing is? I'm not actually. So I'm not actually seeing what's going on. This is a funny thing. I'm definitely just keeping myself. So I can't hear what's going on. I can't see what's going on. I'm just assuming everything works. Also, I'm not even sure if the sound is coming up perfect. What I'm going to do is something quite crazy. Is that the one? I seem to be here. Let me have a look and see how this. I'm going to put a headphone on and I'm going to actually listen to the stream myself and see if the stream comes out, if I can hear anything. Right. Okay, so the sound is okay. That's not bad. Okay, I just heard it myself. The sound is very good. That's cool. There's a little bit of a hissing, guys. Ignore the hissing. That hissing is actually coming from the fan of the laptop. So, right, let's go and talk about link again. So as I said, like earlier on, I was talking about actually with the link, as you can see, we have an upward trending pattern. Now, the upward trending pattern, as long as our trend is always going up, we don't have to worry about how low it's going to go. So the Fibonacci extension levels actually already set from previous times, like we did it last time we did. We're predicting a $55. So we should be going on $55, right? And also another thing to notice about this, right, is actually quite important as well, is if I go into the market cap, and I know some people are talking about how crypto Chainlink one day could hit $100, $200, $300. It's absolutely doable, but look at the mark, like how many coins they have. That's what you have to look at, right? And then whatever number you've got, multiply that number. So if you look carefully, 31 multiplied by this brings you this much. Right, so that's what I want you to understand. You have to really see what would it jump out to. So if we were to go from here, say 3 times, then we know that it would become approximately say $39 billion, which is fine. Then if it jumps up to about $400, is it feasible? Those are the things you have to look at, because it is feasible. I mean, it could be the same market cap as this Ethereum, right, at one day. But then Ethereum will always be proportionately as big as well, and Bitcoin will also be. So the thing is those are individual coins. Sometimes what you get is a whole bunch of people talking about multiple coins. So somebody will say, oh, Bitcoin's going to hit 10 trillion, fine. Ethereum is going to hit 2 trillion, fine. Binance is going to be 1 trillion, fine. You know, Polkadot's going to be another trillion. Everything's going to be a trillion. When you add all the numbers together, sadly, you'll notice that the trillions they're talking about are, you know, in the 15, 20 trillion. Right now, is it realistic? Not entirely. And if you look carefully, this is just updated to 1986, right? So this is where this is updated. The market is taking a little bit of a dive. Let's come back here and see what this says. So you see 1987, right? So this is what I was trying to say. Some of these, they do not update instantly, right? They're collecting the data from exchanges and whatnot, but they're not really showing the actual accurate data. I mean, look, everything else has gone down, so Mazari should go down, right? No, Mazari is still stuck on 2 trillion. It doesn't matter what, Mazari is not giving you the full data. So when you go by some of these things, and you see, oh, GoPro. What GoPro? This is the same data. You're just pulling it out differently. Coin market cap is showing it. They're doing it live, and then if you refresh it, it will come. I mean, these are updating constantly, which you can see the colors changing. This is exactly when, you know, the prices are changing up, down, whatever. At least they're doing that. They might not do it here, but you know what? It's not a bad deal, Right, now what I want to do is let's have a look and see if there's any other questions. Please send link, can't find it. Okay, give me 1 second, bro. I'm going to send you the link right now. Let's have a look. Copy. Yeah. There we go. Somebody else wants the link as well. Okay, here you go. There you go, mate. I've got the link. So I've sent the link to everybody. Right, now we're back onto the thing. So anyway, let's talk about, is there any other questions you guys have? So I got link, obviously. I've just did the link. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know about that one. And we'll continue talking about that. So that's link. Where were we? Yeah, this is the link one. So obviously, as I said, the trend is your friend until the end. Right now, the trend is very good. Stock to flow chart on BTC. Of course I would. Of course I will, bro. I've got it ready. So let's get ready on that one. First thing, let's get rid of this. And I mean, we talked about Ethereum before. I'm not sure if you noticed. I was talking about Ethereum. I said how Ethereum has broke above this neckline, and this was this purple line. As you can see, this particular purple line, it broke above the neckline. I don't even need this anymore, so I'll just get rid of this. And as you can see, as soon as we went above the thing, the previous all-time high, we just shifted. And what I was selling earlier on, what I was saying before the stream cut off, is we are above. So as you can see, we're respecting the Fibonacci. We did come down, and we, the bulls rejected it. They said, no, we want to go up. So the bulls want to take it up to the next level because we're so close. So we are going to test that next level. Then we're going to test the following level. And then as you can see on the Fibonacci, I didn't go above the Fibonacci 1618. I could have put the 21618 and this and that, but I just left it on 1618 because that's the most psychological one that we are going to go. And it's a 2,450. So I did mention this to somebody else the other day. So this is what you have to notice. So obviously you were talking about the stock to flow and everything, but before I go to stock to flow, look at what I've got here for you, right? I've got the pi cycle. So, everybody's obviously focusing on other stuff. Nobody's looking at the pi cycle. I'm looking at the pi cycle. And if you look carefully, some people said, oh, it's going to go in 10 days. It's going to do this in 5 days, 1 day, whatever, right? All the crazy nonsense you hear, right? Just no facts, just pure nonsense, and probably just copying somebody else, right? We're going to leave the questions one by one, and then wait for me to answer that question, and then we'll go to the next question. Okay. So if you like, whatever questions you have, just put them in one by one and I'll read them. So what are we talking about? Okay, pi cycle. As you can see, the pi cycle, everyone was predicting 10 days, whatever. It's none of that business. Pi cycle's already popped up. All right, it's already popped up, right? It's already done it. As you can see, I don't even have to zoom in to show you what it's done, right? The pi cycle has already done what it needs to do, right? So understand, but it didn't affect anything. If you look carefully at the NVT, right, you can see that we're very, very bullish. We're still in the red. Okay, so everything is indicating we're red. Also, if you look closely at this particular section here, right, you can see that this particular green is higher than this red. And if you look at this candle, how it basically, well, I can't show it here. Let me show it to you on another chart, actually. Give me a second. Let me open a different chart for you. Let's open this chart for you. Right, let's show it here. Let's get rid of all of this. Give me a second. Right, and yeah, so this red I was trying to show you. If you look carefully, look how bullish this red was, right? Even though we had a red wick, a red candle, basically, even a red volume, right? But as you see, this was bullish, right? So, you can see that the bulls have been trying, right? So we're going back 4 weeks, bulls have been trying, and then eventually bulls broke out, and this is where we are currently, right? The first week. So we just started our brand new candle. I want to look at that. But if you look at the NVT, look at this, beautiful, how strong it is. So that's something I want everybody to understand, that just because we end up seeing something, just because there's a chart, sometimes you got to cross check, cross reference and see, okay, does this make sense? Is everything intact and what's going on? So also coming back into that, I'll take you into my other chart, the logarithmic. And as you can see on the logarithmic, you can see that, we're still not on the top. And I did say to somebody else the other day as well, I said, look back at the chart. This looks so familiar, right? What it looks like is this particular area here. If you look carefully, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the fourth line from the top right on 2013, and then we had a rejection. We came down, and then we did that. What I want to show you here, coincidentally, look. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on the fourth line. Well, we haven't even touched the fourth line yet, but we're about to touch the fourth line sometime very soon. So this is what I want you to do. When you zoom in, you get to see that we are about to, this red line, funnily, this is a line, trend line, a long-term trend line I drew, which is over a 12-year period, or I think 11 or 12-year period. And it actually meets that that particular fourth line of the logarithmic growth curve. Funny, right? And then you can see that the rejection point, it is flashing 66. Now, if you go back to one of my older charts, let me tidy up this a little bit. Sorry, because when I'm doing certain things, I'm using a lot of data, and obviously for me it's okay, but I understand for some of you guys it might not be. And I know some of this chart especially is very messy. All right, and if you look at this particular chart, where is it? Right, let's chart here. You can see this is an old chart, and the 66 is also flashing there. And you know what I just showed you here, for example, I just saw it now live with you. I haven't seen this before. It's not pre-prepared or anything. I'm just freestyling it, right? But that's what it's showing as well. This is the convergence point for this line and this trend line, and it meets exactly at 1,368, and we have here 66,373. Come on, guys, this just can't make, you know, it's just not coincidence, right? So you got to understand this. So this is what I'm saying. So if this does play out, it's actually beautiful, right? And remember, on one of my videos I said recently, I said I'm afraid, right? And I'm afraid for the bear market, right? And I talked about it in depth actually quite a bit. And what it is if this is not the top, so this area here, if it's not the top and it's copying what 2013 is doing, then I'm in a dilemma. You see, if I know the market's going to go to that, I'm not in a dilemma. It's fine. I know exactly when to exit, and I can take my money out and then buy the dip somewhere in the bottom and then come back next season and happy days. You know, you have a lovely season, right? If the 2013 scenario plays out, then I'm in a bit of a limbo because I don't know. I don't know where the top is. Nobody knows where the top is, right? Seasonal. I'm talking about the mid-season, right? So we don't know where the top is. And then if it decides to go down, I don't know when to exit. Does that make any sense to you? I don't know when to exit. I don't know if the market's going to flip now. I know when the market goes up here, that's the end. But when the market decides to flip halfway here, we don't know. So that is the biggest problem, dilemma, and that's what makes me afraid. That's what I'm losing sleep over. I'm not losing sleep over the fact that we haven't gone to that level, or when are we going to go to that level? We are going to go to that level. We have to, right? This is exactly what it does, right? So I know this red line is where we're going to go. But what if the market decides to come back below this 50% Fibonacci level, invalidate itself, come down here somewhere, and it's not entirely a bear market, and it just hovers around a little bit and then picks back up again, right? That's what I'm worried about. So, you know, look, I'm just saying it live here so you guys could see, you know, what I'm talking about. So this does, I hope this kind of makes sense. None of this is pre-recorded, obviously, right? So, right, let's have another look at, so he wanted to look at stock to flow. Which one is this? Actually, you know what? You want stock to flow? I'll give you stock to flow, bro. Give me a second. Which one is this? Is this the longer one? BTC USD. I think, yeah, this is a good one. So let's do you want stock to flow. So as you can see, what I've done, I've just start a whole bunch of them. Let's do a nice little stock to flow here, if this even wants to work, that is. Okay, actually, you know what? It does come up. It's there, but you won't understand this. So let's not, I won't show you this, but I'll just change the color just for the sake of it, just so you understand that it is there, right? Okay, this is the stock to flow. It is there, but you won't understand it. Let's do a better one for you. Let's go to stock to flow here. Here you go. Look into Bitcoin and look at the stock to flow from here. Okay, let's have a look at stock to flow here. So here, let's zoom in. All right, so we're looking at the stock to flow model. You can see that we are trying our best to stay on this line, and so far we're doing very, very good. And we've got different dates. So for example, somebody we know we're talking about June, July, and this is a bit of a something I wanted to show you. So you see this particular curve. This curve does not curve again until some time, right? So what you have to understand is this June, July, this line is not going to go and extend into June, July. So this month of July, I've talked about, and as I said, I'm not convinced, right? I'm a bit worried about this month of July. So to be honest, right? I'm just kind of concerned about it. So somebody else talked about, they said, oh, July. I said, no, bro, I'll be looking at June. If they say July, I'm looking at June, right? So this is what I want to show you. But ultimately, even then, as you can see, we do have this 83, 84. Yeah, I mean, it's just going by a thing, but it's obviously those numbers don't exist. But so far, if you look at the month of June to July, it doesn't matter what you look at, it's showing around that 83 figure. So that then takes me and triggers me to come back to some place that I have, right? And if I just come back here and do I even have it? No, I don't have it here. I did have it at one point. Let's just actually, why don't we just do it right now? Let's put something here, right? And let's bring it down to a comfortable level. Give me a second. Let's show you what I'm trying to show, what I'm trying to indicate here. So if I bring it back to this particular date here, so we're just coming back to January, nothing more, right? We can go back further if we want to, but if we just leave it where we are right now, look, 82.5. Right. If we go further, we'll see a little bit of a change. We won't really see much, right? So this is a funny thing about the Fibonacci as well. Yes, it's subjective where you place it, but it doesn't actually lie to you. It's quite funny. So I can move it down here, and if you go back to the top, you will see that it's just changed by a little bit, right? So it's giving a bigger picture by doing that. But so far, if you look at the year, then we got the January. This is where the year is. And from that, it is flashing the 82. And where are we? Looking to Bitcoin, as you can see, this is also flashing an 83, something like this. But again, remember the dates don't exist, right? So you've got to understand this thing. Right. So where are we now? What were we going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to show you the stochastic. My God. Okay, so this is a very important one. I wanted to show you. I don't know why I'm flying through this because we're on live. So what's the point me flying through all of this, right? Don't understand this. But let's show you something. What the hell is this doing? Okay, this is okay, right, let's show you this, right? So if you look carefully here, remember the blue line, once it moves on top of the red line and blue line continues to stay above the red line, we are going to see the market moving up, right? Please do understand this. The reason market goes down is when the red line is on top. So when the red line is top, this is what you see. When the blue line moves up, this is how. So this is kind of a nice little signal that tells us it's similar to the pi cycle, except the pi cycle is not 100% accurate, as we all know. But this one is a lot more accurate. It's the actual stochastic RSI data, and it's showing us that we are almost ready to go to that point where we're going to pop. And when we do, as you can see, so it's not long. It's always a very brief moment, but the brief pump is enough to take us up, right? So I think that's what's going to happen very soon. We are going to see this massive pump. I'm not sure when, but it's coming, obviously. I mean, this $2 trillion is a very important number to talk about. So, coming back into this $2 trillion, the moment we hit that number, right, a lot of things change because, of course, Bitcoin. So this is what I want to say to you, right? So actually, well, I can't even see it on the 5 minutes. It's so bad. Let's go back to the hour. Let's have a look and see, where is it? There it is. So on Bitcoin, we do understand that we hit the $1 trillion mark. We briefly came down below, and we're still hovering around that number. In order for us to maintain the 1 trillion, we have to go up a lot more, right? We would have to go up, I would say, about 1.6, 1.7 trillion. Then if we do have the 20-30% differences in the market that we do, like the little dumps we do, it won't affect it and it won't go below the 1 trillion. So psychologically, for institutions and investors, what we have to do is protect that $1 trillion line. If we can stay above that on the worst dumps and everything, then we've actually hit the jackpot, basically. That's what it is. But in order for us to get to that level, we also need the whole market to carry us up as much as Bitcoin carries everything else up. So I'm hoping, what's going on here? Right. Yeah, so I hope that that kind of makes sense to you, right? So we need everything. So BNB, BNB, I sort of talked about BNB. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next question. Link, I did, right? I'm hoping Link, you were satisfied. So you want to know about the stock to flow we just did. I don't know if you want to see anything else on the stock to flow. I mean, if you want to see my own stock to flow, I can do that as well. Switch some of this off, right? Give me a second. Just switch some of this off, right? So you see this particular stock to flow here. This is the how the stock to flow curve work, right? So what you saw on the other one is the same thing. This is the curve, right? Each curve lasts for a certain amount of time. So as you can see that this curve, right, 2016 to 2020. So this particular thing is up to 2024, right? So the stock to flow, this line, this pattern, it's fixed now until 2024, right? This is one of the reasons why I've said to you on this chart, I said that in the future, right, hold on, in the future, this box will extend, and this price of 39 and 65 would be our bottom range. So as we gradually go up, at one point, even if we do crash and we have the worst day in history of Bitcoin, we can't go below these lines because we've historically never have. The worst days have never gone below these lines. And if I just, so this is what you're seeing. So let me just see if I've got it here. Yeah, there, I got it here. Let me activate that and let me quickly switch this off to show you what I'm seeing. So if you look carefully, actually, no, I need that on to show you a better picture, right? This is important, right? So check this out. So you see this particular curve. This one was slightly different, but you see this line here. This is the price. You're never going to go back below these prices. So look at this. This is the pattern you're following. So this box is drawn. Ideally, this box should be extended up to this level here. So is you see, what I'm trying to say here is do it this way, right? This line to this line should be this box, right? This box should end on this, right? So this is the date, this long curve that you see that all of a sudden we have this long spike. It's not a spike. What I'm trying to say to you, this is the actual day we have the so where is it? Where is it? So this particular spike here is the actual date we have the halvening, blockchain halvening. This is why, if you look carefully on my chart, look what I've got. The next halvening date, March 13, 2024, is already marked on my calendar. So I will draw another horizontal line and mark it here on that specific day, because that's when we're going to have the new thing. In fact, I could even do it right now. Where is it? March, what was it? Oh, I'm on the weekly, so it won't show. But March the 13th anyway. So that's when it's going to be, the March 13th to 2024. We're going to have the next spike. And then as soon as we have that, we are going to see the next pattern forming, and we'll know where the average is for that particular time. So this is how you can sometimes just double check what the future holds for us. Somebody wanted to know BNB, right? BNB we did before, but I'll just go back to link chart and just change it, because I'm just using I don't want to change too many charts. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my BNB USDT. What I don't want to do is mess up my Bitcoin charts, right? You guys know I don't like to mess up my Bitcoin charts. As you can see, previously we did the BNB one, and I haven't changed anything. These are all saved. We're still looking for the 492. So just say approximately 500. I mean, some people might hype it to 1,000 or whatever, maybe in the future, of course. And as I said, every coin has a future. Every coin could potentially do whatever. Imagine everyone could do it, not a problem. But be realistic and do the maths. When you add all the coins that are everybody's pumping, right? Oh, it's going to go there, it's going to go there. Well, take them on board, write a note, and then put it down and say, well, this is the information I've got. Let me add it up, do the maths. The math doesn't make sense, right? 1 + 1 can't be 5. So let's just stay on that, right? So realistically, BNB, because of the current burn that they're going to have, right? We don't know how much they're going to burn. They haven't said it yet. This is another reason why you should follow this particular Twitter account, Whale Alert, right? And what they will do is every time there's a burn or something, they will actually write it like on the thing. Let me show you. I'll show you a good one. So there's regularly, we do have burns, right? Pretty much every day. So look at this one. This is a really good one. Burned. So this was what it was. They burnt HUSD incinerator, burnt. This is how much money was burnt, right? So it was at what? about 4.9 million USD was burned. They've minted too many. They don't need it anymore. It's not usable anymore. So they dump it. So they're not diluting the market. They're making sure they're keeping a balance in the market. So you can see that. And this is exactly where that burn sign will come up when they burn the BNB token. So do understand that, right? So let's go back to BNB. But yeah, I mean, BNB, look, I mean, there's nothing to say. There's no comments here. BNB beat this all-time high. And then, you know, it didn't even struggle. It did get a little bit of rejection on that line. Obviously, it will. And whenever you go to that levels, you will get that rejected. And it got rejected, but it wasn't for long, just briefly. And then BNB just shot up again. Volume, I'm very concerned about. In fact, this whole market, I've been very concerned about the volume. Some of these volumes just doesn't make any sense. It's just too low. But one thing I've noticed and continuously, and this is funny. Oh, this I have to show you. All of them. So, I mean, I'm just putting it there, right? It doesn't have to be bang on, but even if I do this, right, it doesn't matter. What you're looking at is how the pattern, but I want to show you something far more crazy that nobody has ever shown you on, you know, any channel in YouTube. Watch this. Total market cap. Forget the hourly. Let's go daily. Let's auto zoom in. Look what you see. On the total market cap. So when every one of these coins are showing this pattern, every one of them, you know, everything, BTC, let's get BTC onto a daily. Let's put this on a daily and I'll show you something, right? When everybody's showing this pattern, right, there's a massive reason for it. Why everybody's copying each other, massive reason for it. That's because the total market cap is doing this, right? So don't be surprised when you see W's forming everywhere. What the hell's going on? Everyone's ready to break out. Yeah, because the market getting ready to break out, right? This, I can guarantee you, no YouTuber has ever shown you this chart or how this actually works and where we are right now. Right, and as you can see, we're very close. We're not far. We're about what? Currently about what is it saying? Let me just have a quick look. So very close, very close. So yeah, okay, it's come down a little bit. We're still hovering around that. Basically, I would say about what, 20 billion. But remember, billion is a lot of money. So you have to understand. But yeah, I mean, there's W's forming everywhere. I see W's everywhere. So this market is getting ready. I think this 2 trillion is definitely a psychological barrier. If we do collect it, if we do break it, it's going to be explosive. Right, who's next? Can you? I did the stock to flow. BNB I did. Why is XRP on the rise today? All right, guys, I think I'm gonna quickly just while I'm here on live, I'll just make something clear about XRP. Some of the fundamentals, some of the more deeper fundamentals. So everything you'll hear about XRP is a payment system. XRP powers banks. XRP does this. XRP does that. XRP is the public portion of Ripple Labs. Ripple is the other version. So they have 2 tokens. Ripple is the corporate version. And also, and this and that, whatever. It's all fine. So of course they use Ripple. Understand what I'm about to say. They use Ripple, not XRP, to power banks, businesses, finance, MoneyGram, whatever they used to do right before the case. They've done that. They've been moving money. They partnered with 200 different companies. Absolutely. And there's no doubt they did that. But then there's a problem. When the Ripple founders, both of them, they were allowing people to come into the market, they were giving us XRP. Clearly states it has no value, no attachment with Ripple. So what the hell were you buying? And on top of that, they held majority of these coins. And every time the price goes up a little bit, they dump. Do you know what that whole SEC case was about? It wasn't about Ripple being a security and this and that. It was about them dumping on the market while the market was pumping. When the market went up to $3.84, almost $4, the Ripple founders dumped it on the market. I mean, if I was the SEC, I would lock them up for that. But they got away. They're saying, okay, you know, just give us a little fine and just walk away. But the thing, this is what's going on, and they're still fighting about it. And people are so, you know, Ripple bulls and this and that, right? You know, Ripple's to the moon. Seriously, when you look at that one, you know, fundamental problem that they have, first of all, this coin is nothing. And number 2, then this coin, they are dumping on the public. Why don't you dump some of the Ripple to us? Give me some Ripple. I'll take some Ripple. Happy days. You know, if Ripple goes down because of whatever drama you have, you know, I'm willing to go down with you. I believe in Ripple. I just don't believe in XRP because you hold majority of the share. So this is what the problem is with this, right? And you got all of these people really gone like, you know, brainwashed, right? Oh, XRP, you call them the XRP army. Yeah, but guys, this one thing does my head in. This is one of the reasons why I don't hold XRP. Once upon a time, XRP used to be like number 2 or number 3, I think, around that level. I forgot. I think it was number 3 or number 4. So number 4, yeah. But look where it is now. But obviously, there's a bit of a fight in this and that. And good luck. Listen, there are plenty of people who might pump the XRP and whatnot and this and that. Good luck to you, right? But when I'm looking at it, I'm seeing 384 and I'm seeing this and I'm like, this is a quarter of where it was. Does it have any hope? And we're at 70% of the market, like the bull cycle, or 65% of the bull cycle. Does this have a chance to come back to this? And when it does come back to this, are the XRP founders going to dump more or not? Unfortunately, they still hold a lot, so they are going to dump. So I'm just being honest about that one. This is one of the reasons why I don't like XRP. Okay, what was the other one? Bro, on the stock to flow, when you was comparing the 2017 highs, it dropped, then went up. I didn't understand the reason for the dilemma. Okay, bro, okay, let's go back to stock to flow. You didn't understand the whole thing, actually. I wasn't talking about that. Let me explain that back to you. So I'm going through the answers one by one, guys. So as you can see, so any questions you have, make sure you give those answers to me. So these questions to me and just leave it there until I answer that, then move to the next one. Right, we're going to do some crazy stuff here right now. I wasn't talking about 2017. This, bro, is the 2017. So let's look down here. Look, when I'm moving my arrow, look at this particular date here. Can you see this date here? This is the date. This is the 2017, 2018 dump, right? Or the top of the market. Please understand this. This is the 2013, right? So look down here, the date, right? This is 2013. And what I'm trying to say here is so, you know, forget this particular cycle. This cycle was like the first time we got to a cycle and we realized, okay, so it's like, you know, building a 4-year cycle and whatnot. The 2013, right? So we, you know, market's still in price discovery and we are in a bull cycle, right? Market's been accepted, right? So we're in this bull cycle and we go from nothing from where we were like about $10, as you can see, from $10 all the way up to $275, right? And I wasn't in that game by that time. So remember, I entered around here somewhere. I didn't enter here, but I'm looking at history and doing the chart, right? And I'm seeing this pattern and hoping this pattern never comes again. You know, historically, I think every crypto bull does not want to see this pattern, right? So you have to understand this. But then if it does come, then we have to obviously work away and find a solution, right? So this kind of abruptly, so, you know, we're in a bull cycle, it's moving up. And remember, this this logarithmic, none of this existed, by the way. So we're moving up. And all of a sudden, we have a situation where abruptly the market decides to dump. People took profits, whoever took profits, a lot of money, and it just dumped all the way back down to about 60. What was it? Let's have a look. Yeah, it was $66, right? So this is what happens. So we went to 200 and something and then dropped down $66. When you look at that, it kind of freaks everybody out. It's like 60-70% drop. And people are not prepared for that, because a bull cycle only goes one direction to a certain point and then ends. This nobody expected. Because nobody expected it, everybody became a bag holder, which is not a problem, as long as nobody panicked and sold. So any idiot that ended up selling at that time, of course, is an idiot. But if he didn't sell, he's fine. But for me, you know, that worries me, because what I don't want is this same mistake this history to kind of not repeat but rhyme or do something similar here, because if it does, it will catch me out. That's what I'm talking about. So, you know, remember, when I'm talking, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not advise anybody financially, right? This is just, you know, purely for educational or entertainment purposes. But what I'm trying to say here is, if abruptly the market comes here and then drops down, I'm not ready, because I'm ready for it to drop here. I'm ready to warn everybody around here, you know, guys, start taking your profit, and I'm going to take my profits out. But right now, if we do follow the same pattern as we did in 2013, so go back again, if we follow this specific pattern and we have this, you know, sudden drop, will we be able to cash out around here somewhere and then pick up the dip here? because majority, and this is where what makes me not sleep in the last few days, this has been happening, right, a couple of weeks now. Everybody that I know, or many people, right, obviously we're not talking about small investors, we're talking about big investors here, people who literally put everything on the line, right? And I'm not saying big investor as in like somebody who's got $1 million. You could have £100 and you could be a big investor, because if that's your life saving, then that's what you are, right? So a lot of people have gone all in, regardless how much money they got. They've sorry, they've gone all in. And because they're all in, they don't have any more to pick up the dip. And that's what's worrying me. If we see a repeat of this, then I will be caught out. A lot of people will be caught out. It's not a problem. We can just hold, sit back, relax, but I could make a lot more. So I'm looking at the positive thing. So my negativities, I want to be able to pick up the dip here. So that's what I'm hoping never comes, right? In history, in future, never ever comes. We do not want to see something like this, because we make money as long as the market keeps on moving up to a certain point. We know it moves up to this point, we get the hell out, right? So we have our invalidation points, right? But this is so kind of messed up that there is no, because if you look carefully, we were on that line for a good few weeks, all right, and then it dropped suddenly. So here, if you look carefully, on this particular area, we're above the 50% line for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, right? So 8 weeks now we've been above there, keep holding that price mark. So we've been above this 40k for a very long time. And during that time, everybody seems to kind of forget. So everybody, whatever reason, just ends up forgetting that, guys, nothing goes up straight and there may be a problem. So that's what's worrying me. Is like, if we end up seeing that, am I going to be ready to buy in the bottom? Do I have enough cash flow to buy in the bottom? Do I know people who kind of follow what I do? Do they have enough cash ready in the bottom? So this is a kind of a warning, but at the same time, I'm not being negative. I'm just being like that, right? Because that's not at the end of the bull cycle period of time, then it solidifies. By the way, if something goes sideways for a longer period of time, it solidifies at that time, and it can only go either direction from that point, right? And probably has a less likelihood of going down. So that's another thing to understand as well. If the market goes sideways, we've got less likelihood of going up, crashing down, because the crashes will happen when these euphoria moments come in, because people are going to say, well, guess what, I've made money, I'm going to dump it on you. And earlier on today, I was telling someone about Ethereum, how somebody's it was on whale alert, how certain amount of Ethereum was moved around. And I said, don't panic. As long as people are ready to buy faster than the guy could sell, then it doesn't affect the market. So these are other things you have to understand, other fundamentals. Just by looking at something, you don't react, you stay calm, and you're like, okay, what's the most logical sense, right? This is what makes sense. Did I panic? No, I'm not panicked, right? In fact, today, in a few hours time, I've got I'm getting all my Ethereum from the loose Ethereum that I have in multiple places. I'm getting them all in one exchange. So I'm going to put a sell order to sell, and I'm going to be, basically, I'm not even joking, my sell order is going to be at this price here, just around here, right? Exactly at 2,400. So I'm going to keep on a round number. I'm not bothered about this mark, slightly below this, just what I'm going to leave it, so I can get rid of all my Ethereum. Because as soon as it hits that, we're going to have a massive rejection. And I might as well, even if I make 10%, 5%, whatever, and if I pick it up again, if I see the market still going up, the trend is your friend, then I'll do it. I'll pick it up. So that's that. What else we got here? So let's move on to another one. Bro, did that make any sense? What I just said there regarding the 2013, we never spoke about 2017. Okay, please understand, we never talked about 2017. Okay, holochain and DTT. Okay, right. Okay, obviously, right. So let's find another chart. Let's go back to this one. So what's it called? Holo USD. Let's find Holo USD. So let's go to Holo. And let's see if we can find enough data for Holo. Give me a second. No, we don't have enough data here. Let's find Holo here. There's a problem. This is why I said let's find the data, because Holo is not a baby project. Holo's been around for some time, but I want to show you exactly what Holo's been doing and what Holo is currently doing. So let's do this right. So we got entire history of Holo. We know where Holo was, right? Holo, as you can see, it was about 0.0009 when it launched, and then currently it's been coming up and it's been moving up a few zeros. So the few zeros that's been moving is like obviously pumping, it's taking the market up somewhere. Now, let's have a look at Holo itself and see what Holo does, right? Because it's been some time since I've actually looked at thing. So Holo thinks outside the box. All right. So you've got some press. Okay, I'm not bothered about the press. Scalable, distributed apps with data integrity, versatile solution, agent-centric. Okay, we're not going to look at those. White paper, that's what we need, right? Okay. So I'm looking at this right now. As you can see, we're looking at this right now. Distributed system, computing platforms for achieving new level. Okay, I'm just going to quickly, it's too long to read, so I'm just going to quickly go through and see. We're looking at the formula. That's all good. I love the fact sometimes when you got all these Einsteins coming along and giving you these formula, and then the 99.9% of the people that look at this white paper have no idea what it is, and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's good, that must be, guys just did a formula, must be very good. You know, when we do another one here, oh, n is a n whatever, and we do all of these, right? It's just pathetic, right? You know, why can't it be in plain English? Because I didn't understand any of this mumbo jumbo, but then you get a lot of people getting excited about this, right? It's the truth. So let's generalize distribution. Okay, I'm just quickly, so we've got, okay, let's go. So this is where this is quite funny, right? Okay, so Ethereum provides the current premier example of generalized distributed computing using blockchain model. The Ethereum approach comes from ontology of replicating the data, certainly of single physical computer. Well, I love the fact that they just mentioned that whatever he's saying here, you know, of replicating the data. Well, they're talking about Bitcoin, because obviously Ethereum's copied Bitcoin. So let's leave that, right? And then there we go here. We now proceed to describe an agent-centric distributed generalized computing system where nodes can still confidently participate in systems as a whole, even though they are not constrained to maintaining the same chain state as well as other nodes. Well, kind of Ethereum does that. You don't have to have a full node running on your Ethereum. So there's a lot of stuff here. So this is what I see. You know what, when I'm looking at this, right, I go to, like, this is on GitHub or whatever. I think, yeah, it's on GitHub. You go and you see all of these things. Half the thing doesn't make any sense to you, and ultimately everyone's trying to be the next Ethereum, right? That's what they're promoting, or the next BTC, right? And it just doesn't make any sense to me, you know. I mean, you're looking at this company which came out in 2017, I believe it was, or 2018. It's showing here. Okay, this is showing 2018. I remember seeing it in 2017. I think they done the ICO or something like that. So I'm not sure, but you've got a situation here. Basically, you look at these things, you know, what they're trying to do. I mean, here, blockchain technology. Also, the Holo token, also known as Holo token, as an IOU that you will be will be redeemable for Holo fuel upon launch. So yeah, I mean, we've been around since 2018, according to this. I wonder where the Holo fuel is. You know what I mean? It's just those kind of things. You got to look at those. It's too long to read. I'm not even bothered. But when I see all of this mumbo jumbo, it's like, okay, this doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, of course, if someone bought it, and I did, I'll be honest, I did buy this. I bought this, okay? So I think it was in 2018 or 2019. I can't remember. And I'm being totally transparent. I bought Holo. I think I bought 20 or 30 pounds worth, you know, on Binance. So I'll tell you how I ended up buying it. You know, sometimes you go on Binance and you have all of these rubbish coins, right, that are there, and they're just dust basically. And then Binance says, oh, you can convert it to Binance coin. So I converted it to Binance coin, right? So all of this dust I had, you know, the useless stuff, and Binance coin was there, and Binance coin was moving around, and the price was a little bit more. So when I saw the price went up a little bit more, for me, it was a bit lucrative, and I think it was 20 or 30 pounds. I'll be honest with you, 20 or 30 pounds. So I basically bought whatever it gave me. I think it gave me like 20 or 30,000 Holo token or something like that, which is pathetic, right? And I just left it there. I didn't bother. I said, look, I'd rather leave it there. Maybe it's got a chance, an opportunity, because it's such a low coin. Somebody's going to pick it up. So check this out, right? So the way I'm thinking about it is so different. Huh? What happened here? Sorry. So what I'm thinking about, I'm thinking to myself that I'm going to be buying something with loose change that I don't need anyway, which will be sitting there, and somebody is going to be so interested that because it's such a cheap coin in a bull cycle, they will pick it up. And I'll be honest with you, I picked it up and it went on for some time, and I think it was like a month ago or something like this. I can't remember when. I actually sold all of it. And I actually made quite a decent amount of profit, but like 40 quid's worth or 20 or 30 quid. I can't remember anyway, but whatever it was, I kind of doubled it. So as soon as I got doubled, I just got rid of it because it's not a project that I'll be in. I just bought it with some dust. So sometimes this also happens as well. I might end up buying, but looking at the project, it just didn't make any sense. It was like, okay, look, guys, I've seen all of this before. Promises, 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 right? Ultimately, what you have to understand, Holo did an ICO, initial coin offering. They gave you a whole bunch of Holo tokens for participating, and they took your BTC, they took your Ethereum already. Those are gone, never to be seen again. So once they're gone, never to be seen again, do you really think Holo is going to be bothered about their Holo fuel? You know, oh, it's coming. Holo fuel is expected to launch by testing, launch open alpha for beta testing by 2021. Well, guess what? We're already in 2021. I'm hoping this comes in by 2022. So those are the kind of thing you have to understand, right? There's a lot of nonsense, and some of these coins, they just come and they just survive because they're still there. So I mean, let me just put this. This is going to be really, what was it called? What was it called? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. What was it called? There's a coin called BitConnect. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. BitConnect. This, I think this is the one. BitConnect. I think this is the one. I'm not quite sure. There was a coin. It was a scam coin. No, this is not the one. I bet this is another scam someone's coming up with anyway. But anyway, I'll leave that. Let's go on to, so we did Holo. BTT. Sorry, you mentioned BTT. Now, BTT is a different story. And I told you, I have some kind of a sentimental story connected with BTT, BitTorrent itself. So I'm not sure. Obviously, Alim's asked this question, and I'll tell you this, right? BitTorrent has existed since the 90s, right? So back when the days, you know, you were able to do whatever. Even now you can. So file sharing, this is the original Filecoin. Put it this way, this is the original Filecoin. But then also another thing about BitTorrent is it's the original, technically the original blockchain. You'd be surprised that I just said that, right? It's the original blockchain. The Bitcoin's technology, the underlying technology, is very similar to what BitTorrent is. BitTorrent is the only decentralized distributed file sharing system, right? So everybody can participate, everybody can run it on their computer, and everybody can share the file together. This is the original Filecoin. And guess what? Before the founder of Tron, remember TRX, before he bought this company for, I think it was 140 million or something like this, they didn't have a BitTorrent token. So he tried to buy the company, tried to monetize on it, and he failed. That's what happens basically. So he kind of failed on that. But BitTorrent itself is pretty much the similar thing as Bitcoin, and the underlying technology, as I said, is the same thing. This is the original thing. So because it's the original kind of how it works and the technology, I believe in the company. So when the company launched, I bought a whole ton of BitTorrent tokens. And I told you recently that I sold 99% of it. And I think I sold it somewhere around here. I can't remember, but not on the current price. I sold it way before that. I sold it because my regardless how sentimental I am towards something, the financial thinking that I have, the strategies that I have do not change. They will never change. My plans are made way back in time. So the day I bought it, I said, I'm going to buy into this. I'm going to hold a certain amount. Fine. If this doubles, I will sell it. And I did, true to my word. It doubled. I sold it, no problem. And I kept 1% of it. Even that 1% is about 15,000 coins, currently worth about 120 quid. Do I really care? No. It could go back to zero. Do I care? I don't. It could go to 15,000 pounds. By all means, if it does at some point go to 15,000 pounds, I've just made 15,000 pounds from nothing. That's the psychology you should have, right? Make your money, get the hell out. You don't need to be sticking around on it. You could be the biggest fan in the world, right? You know, don't give your life away for it. You know, always make money. That's what you have to do. Always make money. So BitTorrent, let's go to the chart and see how BTT is doing today. BTT. So hit BTC seems to be showing. Yeah, I mean, it's good. But you see another thing about BitTorrent. This is really good as well. Look at this structure. Okay, look at this structure. I mean, this doesn't have enough data, sadly. Let's see if we can find anything else with more data. BTT, because BitTorrent came out in 2018, around January-ish. I'm correct. Where can I find it? Who was around that time? Because a lot of these companies wasn't around. Let's try. No, you can't do that. Let's try Bittrex, actually. Let's try Bittrex if it's got enough data. Okay, it has a little bit more. It has a little bit more than okay, so a little bit more. It's still got about 6 months or to a year's missing, but anyway, but just look at this structure. Look at this structure. It followed the market, right? Even though, look at this, it wasn't even, it was like 0.0004, even cheaper than Hollow. But what it did was it followed the structure, it went there, and there's actually a fundamental behind it. Unfortunately, as I said, if the owner of Tron didn't buy it, he wouldn't have ruined it. But when he did buy it, he kind of ruined everything, in my opinion, right? Okay, fair play to the people when he gave them money, but you didn't need a token. And even if you did, you shouldn't have. So you can see TRC, these are the Tron TRC utility token, right? I mean, you built yourself a Tron blockchain. Great. Then you went and bought a company, and then you put your TRC20, which is a duplicate, blatant copy of the TRC20. This is why I'm not a fan of Tron either. I do own some Tron, by the way. And this was more to do with when they did the BTT token. To buy the token, it wasn't Ethereum, it wasn't Bitcoin, it was Tron. So I ended up buying a whole ton of Tron to buy my BTT. And then I had some Tron left. I just still got them. I just locked them away. I didn't care about them because they was just loose change. BTC, I went out 99%. But then I used, from what I bought, I think I used about 95% to buy all the BTC. Then I had about 5% or less remaining, and I still got them. So I'll be honest with you, I do have transparency. I do still have some Tron locked up somewhere, God knows where. If it's one of those, it's like, if it gets there, it's fine. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. My belief was this, and I bought it just for this. So, yeah, TRC20, TRC10, TRC20, exact same thing. Okay, that's what it is. They just copied it, but they did all of this. And what they're trying to do, right? They try to monetize it, like, oh, if you store the file, then somebody would have to pay you BTT. But there's a big problem to that. So the file storage person gives the file over, or gives you access, or the blockchain does all of this for you. Fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We used to do that anyway. LimeWire or something, BitTorrent, this torrent, that torrent, every other torrent platform you had, they were all running off BitTorrent anyway. But you never needed a token for it, and you tried to tokenize it. But the problem happened was you had to hold tokens in order to validate yourself. So he's forcing people to buy, and it became too expensive for people to buy. Like, what's wrong with you? Are you mad? So it became kind of a failure. I mean, if they change their protocols, I think in the future it could be valuable, and something could happen. And right now, I think it's just the market itself kind of carrying up everything. So yeah, at some point it could, right? So you see use cases. This is what they get: faster download speeds with BitTorrent token. Seriously, you don't need that. You didn't have to. We were doing all right without all of this. So he's trying to monetize on it. And I bet you any money, the biggest bag holder of the BitTorrent token is probably what's his name? I forget his name. Oh, I forget his name. Justin Sun. Yeah, Justin Sun, the founder of Tron. That's him, Justin Sun. So yeah, I bet this is the same thing. When you have something, he's going to come and dump it on you. And also Tron, BitTorrent, what's the other one? Justin Sun Coin. Do you know why they all succeed? Because he's a good friend of Binance. That's all it is, right? CZ. So the founder of Binance, he's a very good friend of him, and he just gets by. So he's like CZ is like the Bitcoin of exchanges, and you know, what's his name? What did I just say right now? I just said to him something Sun, right? Justin Sun. Justin Sun is like the Ethereum, or forget Ethereum. Think about it as a shitcoin of the industry, and CZ just carries him along, right? So I'm just being honest and transparent. I don't even care if he's got anything to say about it. I mean, he can come and defend himself if he wants to. That's the fact, right? We see the reality. We see beyond the veil, right? We're not looking at what's been given to us. We see beyond that, and this is what it is, right? He's only surviving because of CZ, CZ supporting it, nothing else. I mean, his coin is no use for it. It's a scam coin. No one probably would even put it on an exchange if CZ didn't put it. So hope that kind of makes sense, right? What else were we going to talk about? I said, okay, someone says to me, thank you. Okay, bro, you're welcome. Someone says to me, perfectly explained. Okay, I'm not even sure who's on the stream, who's not, because I'm just basically just carrying on talking. That's what I'm doing. I'm just doing my live. Right. Let's quickly zoom in and see. Let's have an hourly look at this and see what this is doing. So we're still hovering around. I mean, I think today was just a kind of a taster for our $2 trillion. Let's have a look. Yep. So market started to shift down again. As you can see, we're shifting down again. But then let's go back to not this one. Let's kill this. Let's kill the BitTorrent one as well. Let's go back to CoinGecko and let's see how CoinGecko, how they see it. Okay, so CoinMarketCap, market's going down. CoinGecko decided not to go down anymore, even though we just refreshed it. Nope, they're stuck on this. That's their price. They've decided this is what it's going to be. Maybe they need to go and reset the servers so that it can update, right? How can 6,600 whatever coin be worth this much when we have 9,116 be worth this much on this one? So it makes more sense. This one is a lot more closer, in my opinion. This one is just, I don't know where the hell they're getting the data from. And then obviously we've got this one, Mizari, which a lot of people are fans of, sadly. Right, and this is the fact. It's just stuck there. It's just some idiots just gone ahead with this computer and put that 2 trillion there. It's probably not even an algorithm. Just put it there. That's it, fixed. And they won't show you. They won't show you how many coins they're showing. No. You can't see that. You got to go pro. You got to go pro to see what's going on. Oh, it's 6.3 billion. Go pro. Then you'll get the more data. Well, check this out. It didn't cost me 6.3. It didn't cost me anything. I didn't have to go pro. And look what I get. I get everything here. And some more if I want as well. So I don't even understand some of these people. I mean, it's just stupid, right? It's just always about making more money. People just trying to sell off freebies. They're probably getting the data from someone. They're just selling it for free. So it's just nonstop, unfortunately. Proper scam, in my opinion. Are we still here? Is there anybody still watching? I'm not even sure because I have no idea what's going on here. Let me see on my mobile. Sorry, I'm just going on. I don't. As I said, I'm just freestyling it. I'm not. I have no idea who's watching. There's apparently there's 2 people watching. Yeah, apparently there's 2 people watching. I don't care. I could be watching it on my own. Actually, I'm not even watching it, but yeah, I'll happily talk on it on my own all day long. As I said, let me just get a sip of drink. So yeah. What else we got today? Let's have a look. Oh, this is another good one. Exchanging or sending users 60 billion a month in Bitcoin. So this is a chart that shows how many Bitcoin have been going out of exchanges. So if that kind of makes you understand what's going on. Also, what they're mentioning here, the outflows aren't that bullish as you think, right? So there's been a bit of a confusion. It's like, oh, Bitcoin's moving in and out. Is that bullish? Because the data can be tricked as well. And a lot of this Bitcoin are just moving from wallet to wallet. So somebody's, in my opinion, what they're doing is they're just doing off-chain cash transactions, right? And those off-chain cash transactions are just showing up as mega whales moving money in and out. But clearly, if you look at some of the things, you'll see that it says that, what do you call this? It's going from one unknown wallet to another unknown wallet. Clearly, that just makes sense that it's not going to an exchange. It's come out of an exchange. It's gone to somebody else. And we can track that. And we can see that people are moving it amongst themselves. And obviously, you're not going to have a whale who's dumb enough to give his 50,000 Bitcoins to another whale, right? Unless the other whale is giving him money. Nobody gives free Bitcoins, right? Remember, you got to be paranoia. You got to be very paranoid about Bitcoin. So that's what it is. I don't think anybody's just handing over the Bitcoin to another wallet, right? So, and also 50 million or 50,000 to it, even if it's 0.01% fee, that's a lot of money, you know. So unless they're willing to throw away money and throw away satoshis, literally give away free satoshis, precious Bitcoin, then yeah, carry on. By all means, move your own Bitcoin, 500,000 Bitcoin, 50,000 Bitcoin, whatever amount, move it amongst your own wallets just to kind of trick the thing. That's not the case. They're not tricking. They're not doing nothing. Ultimately, the bigger picture is these are private sales. That's what's happening, and they're just moving it from one private wallet to another while they're handling cash off chain, so it doesn't show up on the exchanges, because the amount of money they're moving on exchanges, right? And this is where it takes you back into this whale alert, right? The amount of money. So if we come back here, let's refresh this. It's a lovely thing. I follow them actually. As you can see, I take all of their thing, and this guy here is pretty famous. Don't follow him. This guy here follows me, but I don't follow him. There's a few other people. They kind of follow me. I've noticed they're on the thing. I don't follow anyone back. I mean, I do follow some people, but not everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, right, Pompolino? Because half the time it's just money talk, right? And there's no honesty to it. And this is one of the reasons why I don't follow these guys. Okay, so you were talking about Holo. Here we go. You can see right now 100,000 Holo worth 2.9 million. I think million, yeah. Transferred from 100,000. Did I just say 100,000? No, 100 million Holo worth to 2.9. Transferred from unknown wallet to Binance. We can make an assumption why it arrived to Binance. It didn't come to exchange hands on Binance. It came to sell out on Binance. Probably going to put it on a higher price and sell it. It doesn't mean necessarily they're going to sell it today, but that's what's going to happen. Here you go. So USDC. So USDC Treasury just handed over almost 60 million in USD, right, to somebody unknown. So they've literally taken cash from someone and handed over that money. So these are the kind of things you have to know. This is a story that you got to be able to narrate the information and see, okay, what's going on here? How are we seeing all of this? Doesn't make any sense. And right now, as I said, this is what I'm seeing, that USDC just took a whole bunch of cash, printed a whole bunch of coins, and then send it to somebody. And that person's now going to go and buy some Bitcoin or whatnot. Holo, someone's taking it to the exchange. They're going to put it on a sell order. At what price, don't know, but possibly they're going to follow the Fibonacci levels, and then they're going to say, right, this Fibonacci, sell it. I've had enough. I've made enough. Whatever. I probably bought that. This quantity, probably bought it at one point, like pennies. Probably 1/10 of this, right? And if they've made 10 times more, then of course they're going to sell it, right? So those are the kind of things you have to understand. Sometimes you just got to sit there and like, okay, what's the story? What is the story? How do we figure this out? Where are we going from here? I don't know who's on the YouTube, guys, but if you guys do have any questions, please do fire at me. Please do fire at me. Who is that? Can we talk about BTT? Yes, I have talked about BTT, bro. So Abdesalam Monak. Yes, I have talked about BTC. If you just rewind back, you'll see that I have talked about BTT. So just wondering if there's any other questions you guys got. But today, I think today's historical moment is going to be a flop. It's going to be total flop because the market is not allowing it to go up. From what I'm seeing, it just doesn't look right. So yeah, it would have been, because the thing is when we look at the time, right? When we look at the time and we're coming up to about 7:30, usually if something was about to pop, it would happen by now. From 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, the action would have happened. If it doesn't, then yeah, we're not really going to do anything. So, but if you look carefully, watch this as well. Look at the daily candle and look at how bullish, and then we've had a little bit of a wave, and then bullish. So it's been very bullish. And so far, looking at this, and remember, the trend is your friend. So far, just looking at this one trend from here to here. Sorry, what did I do? Let me get another one just to draw it. So your trend is your friend, right? And when you see a small pattern, simple like this, right, where you've got all of these bullish candles, right, on the total market cap, you know that we're following that trend. We're going to basically go up. Also, there's plenty of mini trends in here as well that you can look, but there's the one I would look at. So if I was to look at daily chart and say, okay, I need to zoom out, let's look at the daily chart and see where we're going. I'll just take it back to that particular day in, look, that's the day in, you know, when was it? This is November dump. Yeah, so let's just take it just after the November dump. So actually we've got the December here. So if we just take the December and put it there and then move this one trend, you can see that doesn't matter what we say, right? And I'll just shorten it a little bit, right? What we do, what we say, this trend is your friend, right? The market cap trend is telling you that everything's going to go up. So just understand that. And it's going to be carried up. Also, I wanted to show you something else as well, actually. The dominance chart. Where was I? So this is the dominance chart. Yeah, I did prepare it, actually. This one I did prepare. The dominance chart, what I want to show you on this one is how the Bitcoin dominance has dropped. And a lot of people kind of see that as a bad thing. It is bad. So it is bad, right? But it's not bad for Bitcoin. When Bitcoin's dominance drops, and there's a bit of a confusion, a lot of people have been thinking about this, like, oh, Bitcoin dominance drops, market's going to crash. No. Market will crash, of course, but that's a different story. Bitcoin's dominance, right, as you can see, when it drops, altcoins go up. So remember, I've mentioned it before plenty of time. On this chart, I said, when just focus here, if the BTC dominance comes to around 30-35%, you know that we're about to heat up. The market's coming to a top. Altcoins pump that time. So if there is such a thing called an altcoin season, it's when BTC dominance is around 30-35%, right? Anything less than 40%, basically, just to be safe, right? If it goes below 40%, and then the altcoins end up being the 60%, that's called an altcoin season, right? So that's mean when the altcoins are more dominant over BTC. I have explained it recently, but I don't think I mentioned that part. So just want to kind of apologize and reiterate on that one, because that's what it is. When the altcoins take the dominance, it's an altcoin season. As long as Bitcoin is more than 50%, right? It's a Bitcoin season. It's not altcoin season. So yeah, during these time is when we saw the majority of the all-time highs on all the altcoins, Ethereum, this, that, whatever, all of them, they all pumped at that time. And then obviously we had the big crash, and that's when Bitcoin just went slamming down all the way down. And it didn't last that long. If you look carefully, it only lasted exactly 1 month. So from where we were, and everyone's in hope phase, and it just crashed all the way down. And during that time, altcoins spiked up, and that's when we had the 1400 Ethereum and this and that, all sorts. And then yeah, I mean, just kind of dumped down. And then we were in a bear market, and then Bitcoin gained its dominance back again, while everybody else was like 90-95% down, 99% down. Some of them vanished off the face of the earth. But Bitcoin gained its dominance back. And then we, as you know, that previous bull run, previous bull cycle, when we started, as you can see, we went all the way back up to 73. So if you look on the right here, you can see we went to the 73 level at one point. So the whole market was being held by this one giant, you know. When the dominance drops, does it go? No, it doesn't. It's still there. But it just shows you the power that even when you take it all the way down to 30% of the market, it has more chance of standing the ground and holding its fort, while all the other 9,000, 6,000, or whatever numbers people want to throw of coins literally hit the ground, you know, face first, slammed on the floor, basically, when shit hits the fan. BTC, no, just stands there. It's like, well, I'm just here. I was here before, and I'm still here, and I'm always going to be here, you know. Whereas in plenty of other coins, all we see when we look at this chart, we see them shifting places. But when it comes to Bitcoin, hasn't moved. Still in the same place. Maybe in the future we might have one of these coins come in and take the number one position. But as long as he holds the number one position, everything else will just keep on changing. And some will stay, some will go. And especially when you look right down the bottom of the list and you go to that 9,100 whatever, or doesn't matter how many coins there is. You know what? Honestly, there's more than 10,000. Half of them don't even come up. There's more than 10, 15,000 coins probably. Half of them, these companies, coin market cap and this and that, don't take them on board because they're just crap, right? VeChain. Okay, let's get VeChain. So I've got somebody, yeah, VeChain, right? Let's go to VeChain, bro. I'm still here. There may be a slight delay on what I see on the chat and what you hear. but let's do VeChain. VET. What? VET dollar. Let's use this one because I've used this before. Yep, there you go. I've used this before, and it's just beautiful, beautiful chart. It's the same chart that I used before. It's on the weekly, which is perfect because that's where I would love it to be. If I open up a chart, it should always be on a weekly because it gives you the bigger, broader picture so you can see the pattern. And as you see, I want to show you, let me just show you this quickly. So if you look at this particular chart here, and let me just make it nice and big and large for you. So if you look at this, you can see that originally when we spoke about this chart, our trend line was moving here. Of course, our trend line has changed slightly, so we have to come down here now, right? But if you look at the bigger picture, I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just going to put it on the body, right? I want to put it on the body, nothing. I just want to keep all of them on the body, make sure the bodies are touching, right? So the trend line is still intact technically, right? It's okay. We've had a little bit of a down and this and that, but the trend line is still intact. And if you can see that the trend line and the previous drawing that we did on the weekly is still showing us the 1618, which is a 12-cent Fibonacci, 12-cent VeChain. Now, prior to this, and I'll tell you, prior to this, if you go back to one of the videos, you'll actually see there was a VeChain video. We were predicting 0.09, this particular exact number here, and we did hit that. Once we hit that number, then obviously we changed, and then that's when our Fibonacci started moving up. And also, this is quite funny. This is funny because this was here. Hold on. There, this was here. So we did predict this. So whatever the number was here, basically, we predicted this. Was it here? I don't think it was here. I think it was down. I think we did it on daily. I can't remember. But anyway, if you go back and look at the video, you'll see that we were talking about a 9-cent VeChain. And yeah, this is where the thing is. This is, yeah, so this definitely wasn't there. So you see, there was an adjustment because on the weekly, I was looking at the weekly as well. But yeah, we did it on the. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lock this. There we go. No more changes on this, right? So and also let me get rid of this as well. I don't need this. So if you can see, we've the trend line is intact. This is another trend line. It's intact, right? So this is a different type of trend line. So you have your trend line that goes on the bottom of the candles or goes on the top of the candles. Those are your upward trend lines and bottom trend lines. And these are your average trend lines, right? So you're looking at price averages, like, okay, where could the market go if it did go up and down? How could we do this? So that's what we're doing. And as you can see, VeChain is still on target. I'll get rid of the arrow as well. Still on target. And currently, as you can see, look at this. This is quite funny. We got rejected. Also, guys, you know when I'm doing the charts, if there's anything that annoys you on the chart, like for example, this cursor is yellow. I made it yellow so you guys could see it. Or by default, I think it's white. So if you have an issue, let me know. So I'll fix that and make it more pleasant for you guys to see. So anyway, let's come back to the subject. So this is where we were. You can see we've been constantly trying to break, and we did briefly break above, right? The VeChain has briefly broken above. What is that? Okay, we'll talk about that later. We briefly broke above, and we went above the Fibonacci 1272. Forget that. I'm not even bothered. It doesn't matter. The target is this particular line here. So as you can see, now that we broke above it, obviously tomorrow we're probably going to go and bounce and try and break that and work. As long as we keep this average line moving, average trend line moving, it's a matter of days, right, where we are going to test this, and this is where we're going to expect the dump. So remember, the pattern usually, up, that's fine, right? But as soon as we hit that, we either, and if we don't, then we're going to see a rejection and we'll come down again. But usually when we do get a rejection, we're never going to go below. Well, this is another thing you have to understand, right? Unless it's a market, like total market collapse. What will happen is your previous high, so this line could move, right? If we started to move this, because obviously I'm looking at a different, so this is where it was. One second. Let me fix this for you today, because we want to keep some correct stuff. So let's change the data to where it is, right? This is what I hate. Oh, I locked it, didn't I? I locked it. So let's change the data, right? So obviously this is not confirmed. I don't want to put it there. Let me put it here, actually. All right. I need confirmation. So this is like a confirmation. This is a resistance, good resistance area. I need confirmation. This is not confirmed. This candle, as you can see, is not confirmed. So we're not going to use that candle, right? So remember, never use your same day candle because that's not a confirmation. And that changes. So right now, when we moved everything, as you can see, it changed it. And now it's telling us it's going to be a 14 cents. So it's moved up by 2 cents. And you can see the new Fibonacci is where the 12 cent was, right? So if you look carefully, the pattern that we're going to look at, so we originally, remember, the previous mathematics we did, we broke above this line. Currently, obviously, that line is changed, and now it's become this line. And if you look carefully, this is the note you have to note, is this was neckline. These two candles here, or even this one, technically you can say, was the neckline. We never got above these lines, right? This is where we will keep on being rejected, right? This was our resistance line, right? And right now, today, as you can see, we broke above our resistance and we smashed right through it, and we're way up. And if we close the candle today in 5 hours and 22 minutes, if we close this candle above this line, then this is our new support, and we continue on our way and we follow this trend line and until we get to this level. So this is another reason why, guys, always try not to change your fibs too many times, and also never ever put your fib on the so you do it, but I'll tell you when you do it. Never put, if you're looking at the market trending upwards, don't put your fib on the current date. Never put it on the current date. But if the market's trending downwards, yes, you can. That's the only time you put it on the current date, because you want to know the price from today, how far it's going to go, right? Downwards. So it's from today, because you can't say from yesterday's price, how much are we going to go down? You don't look at that. If the market's trending upwards, if the market's trending downwards, then you say from today, how far can we go down? If the market's trending upwards, then you say how far we want to keep a stable. So we want to find a rock solid section. This was our thing. We want to hold that. And then until we reach our next target. So the next time we do anything, we should be doing it on this section here. We should, sorry, what am I doing? So next time we draw a new fib, we should draw it as soon as we confirm this line. So every time we move up to our Fibonacci 1618 or the 0618, we draw a line there. That's now our new line, a new target from us to move up or move down from. Hope that makes kind of sense. What else we've got? Let's have a look. Sorry, my phones keep on dying. Not dying, it's just is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Also, if you want to talk about VeChain, the actual the company and what it does, I can do that as well. I mean, VeChain is a supply chain management. They're doing some brilliant work. Very small company. Again, it's a Chinese company, but mostly they started off with shipping containers and shipping companies. They're massive partners with, I think, in Mezars or whatever it's called. Let's just find it on VeChain. I'll just show you exactly what they do. They're quite clever. What they do, supply chain management, completely from one end to the other. Here we go. Supply chain platform began in 2015 and launched in June 2016. VeChain aims to use distributed governance and Internet of Things. Internet of Things is a very important thing, by the way. System which solves some of the major problems which supply chain management. With supply chain management, the platform uses two in-house tokens, VET and VETO, to manage and create value based on the VeChain Thor blockchain, public blockchain. The idea is to be, and look at this public blockchain, beautiful public blockchain. It's what we own, us, the token holders, and anybody who owns VeChain and they lock it or stake it, you get a reward every time a confirmation is done, and you hold a certain amount of VeChain, you get VETO as your as a reward, and you can sell that as well. Recently, I bought more VeTor and made money than the VeChain itself that I own, which is funny. Anyway, the idea is to boost efficiency, traceability, transparency, supply chains while reducing cost and placing more control in the hands of individual users, right? So we'll just leave it there. I don't want to really get into too much depth. But what they do, they have like RFID technology, and they use Internet of Things to confirm. So for example, you have a container, right? You know what's inside the container, a shipping container, and it's gonna travel out. You know exactly what the itinerary is. But then imagine you have to go to the ship and you have to give the ship person the manifest and say, oh, this is what's in. Then he has to double check, verify that, and do all of those. But with VeChain and with the technology, everything could be done in one go. And because it's on the blockchain ledger, the person could actually just hit a button and confirm it with the Internet of Things technology. And once they both combine and they both agree that that's what it is, the blockchain says, yes, that's what's inside the box. You've just got yourself, you save yourself a whole lot of time and money. Obviously, you don't need somebody to sit in there and count the goods and this and that. So there's a lot of, there's crazy technology involved in there, and it's brilliant. It's similar type of technology Samsung actually applies, and Samsung is a partner of VeChain as well, by the way. They apply in their fridges. You know, they're smart fridges where if you take a can of Coke or can of beans out and it can tell that it should put that into the list of shopping items that you need to buy. Well, it's the same technology. VeChain tracks what goes in and what goes out right to the end of the chain. And by doing that, manufacturers and importers and exporters are saving tons of money. So they're definitely doing some real world stuff. And this is what you need to understand. Very, very important. And a lot of the time you'll find it's just too long to read. I can't be bothered. But I've done those reading in the back in the days. I'm just remembering from where I was. Where are we? What are we going to talk about now? Is there any other question you guys have, or are we still on? Are we still not? Where are we? Let's have a look. See, I have no idea if anybody's even watching. Zero idea. So I'm still on. Funnily, I'm still on. Wow, okay. This is weird. Let's have a look at this. Why did this do this? Wow. Okay, this is so weird. I'm not sure why this icon is showing up here, even though I've said not to. This is weird. Apparently. Yeah. I see. So basically the stream is resetting itself. I don't know if you all saw what just happened right now. The stream literally just reset itself. When I said I don't want to show my face in here, I don't need to, that's why. But that's just weird stuff anyway. Yeah, that was weird. But anyway, you guys just saw what happened. Is there anything else you guys want me to talk about? Who's this? Oh, new person, Rizwan. I've never seen you, bro. Hi. Welcome to the group. There's a lot of people actually on the group that I have no idea who they are. But it would be nice. Just come and let us know who you are and say hi. And, I just do my thing, basically. As I said, I'm happy to talk on my own. I don't really care. I can do that all day long. It's my day off. So I'm just going to enjoy myself, have some Pepsi Max. I'm not promoting anything, by the way. I don't get paid by Pepsi Max. So yeah, I mean, I was excited today. I was so excited today. I was like, okay, you can see, if you look at the bigger picture, you can see we're so close. It's just like any second now, right? Any second now. But right now, as you can see, the market's come down. We're about 30 billion away, so it will be a bit tough. 30 billion, it's going to be a bit tough. So yeah, I think we're just gonna, we've done it today. We're gonna try it again tomorrow, right? We've definitely come close enough. And as I usually say in my own words, if we've been knocking on that door, we're gonna be soon, definitely breaking it, right? So that's what's gonna happen. It's a matter of when. And if you look carefully, this today is the all-time high. The whole cryptocurrency market cap today was the new all-time high. So everyone gets all excited about Ethereum being all-time high, Bitcoin being all-time high, this coin, that coin, all the shit coins being all-time high. But you know what, guys? This is the day you need to celebrate. Cryptocurrency, coin market cap, the whole market. I'm not talking about coin market cap, so I'm talking about the whole. Only some idiots are that happened. And what evidence are they going to give you? The same evidence that these guys just showed. They're going to show some other guy's chart and say this is what happened. But we're on the charts right now. We're on a live chart. You can see it's changing every second. All right. Actually, leave it. So it's changing every second. And you can see for us, we haven't got to those numbers. We didn't go to 2 trillion. So what's the point giving some imaginary numbers? And this is taking everything off the blockchain, updating as we are. Yeah. So sorry, guys, we were going to make some history today, but it hasn't happened. And look, they still are 2 trillion. Let me see. Do they still want to stay there? No. Okay. So the market goes down by 30 billion and they go down by 1 billion. Brilliant, right? Brilliant. Let's have a double check. Let's just take the Mickey out of this company again. So the market goes down by 1 trillion on one and 31 billion on one and 30 billion on the other. They're still 2 trillion. Exactly what I said. Some idiot sitting on a computer literally manually put that number in there, and they want you to go pro. So yeah, please guys, go pro. And now I'm not talking to the camera, go pro. This is what it is. Half of these things you don't even have to pay for it. Some of these guys are just complete idiot. Also, if you want to see what's happening with Bitcoin, you always know I talk about Glassnode, right? As you can see, I'm logged in. On Glassnode, you can see that Bitcoin's looking very healthy, very healthy. Okay, we'll look at the market cap today, and we can see the market cap itself is very healthy. Okay, very, very healthy. You know, the number where I can't really see it here. So where is it? Where is that number? So I'm trying to zoom into that. Let me just zoom in this way, actually. It's easier. Let me zoom in here. Right. So look at that. All right. This is what the market cap is flashing at us today, right? So 1.1 trillion, which is the more accurate data compared to some of the nonsense that you're going to see, because, and I'll show you why, because a lot of the time, so it's all close enough. These do not update, like especially market. So this does. So in all fairness, crypto coin market cap does update this pretty much every other second, but some of these do not. So be aware what you see, because a lot of the time looks can be deceiving. Yeah, and other than that, guys, I think it's been a long one anyway. So, and we are disappointed. It didn't give us what we wanted to. So I think I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to also go and have a cup of coffee or something. But yeah, sorry, disappointed everybody. It should have been a very interesting night. Is there any other coins you want to talk about, by the way? Because I can do this all day long. Zero issues. Anybody? So I'll give you like 5 minutes. If you got something that you want to, oh yeah, also one other thing I didn't mention today. I normally always say, right? You know, guys, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to like, subscribe, share with one another if you find value in it. You know, so other than that, could you do Cardano again? Okay, perfect. Guys, fire away with the questions and I'll carry on with it. So we've got Cardano, ADA. Let's just hold on, ADA USD. Another thing, so this is my previous thing, guys. Remember, we always talk about. So sometimes when I'm showing you something, you've seen my charts, right? So this, I'm sure you remember this chart, and you can see. This is another thing you have to understand, right? And this is very, very important. I hope I can explain to you what I'm saying. Sometimes, you know, like I always say, if you take 2 steps forward, take 1 step back, or whatever you want to call it, right? It doesn't matter what you call it, but always take 1 step back. If you look carefully, when I draw certain lines, right? When I'm doing a Fibonacci or doing a pattern, like for example, this pattern, let's get rid of this. Right, let's get rid of this. When I'm doing a specific pattern or something, right? Right, I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, I hope I'm still back on the stream. Give me a second, let me just check. What happened? Okay, I am on the stream, but seems like my audio just disappeared for a second. I'm not sure what happened there. So yeah, I mean, I think the stream can't handle what's going on, but let's go back to Cardano. So yeah, I'm still here. It's just a matter of this stupid thing not working. So what I was saying was, I don't normally what I would do. So if I draw a Fibonacci line and I have a target and I say, right, I know that we're going to go to this $2.35 at some point, right? Whether it be today, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be in the future, in months time, doesn't matter. We know we're going to get there from where we are, right? So this needs to change a little bit. So we know we're going to get there at some point. From that point onwards, I don't worry about it. I don't, you know, kind of go around double checking everything or looking at it every day, because you know what happens when you do this, you end up being confused. Because the thing is, the reality is, one day you're going to see it go up and you get excited. The other day you're going to see it go down. Those are not how you do it. You have your target. You say, okay, this is my target. This is where we were. This is how much we come down here, wherever. We've done our calculation based on the Fibonacci levels that we use. Remember, we don't use the current Fibonacci levels if we're going upwards. So we know our trend line is going up. right? This is our trend line going up. We've found our highs and our lows, right? So let's find a different low point. How about we change this, right? So this was a longer term, and we just change it. We say, right, we're going to put it here. You know, the numbers will change by a little bit, very little, very small amount, right? In fact, it's more now. Now that I got a closer, it's actually more. It's actually $2.42, right? But just take it with a pinch of salt sometimes. But your target should be like $2. That's what I would say. The target should be $2. So when you're looking at these numbers and when you're looking at these data points, right, it will confuse you. And then if you kind of move around multiple areas or, you know, listen to multiple things, it's fine. Listen to everybody. But sometimes just listen to it with a pinch of salt. Kind of use your mind. You have a target. So is it any point us actually focusing on this until we hit that target? A lot of the pro traders, of course, they're on a computer every single day, but that's because of the doomsday. It's like, oh, what if from here it just suddenly drops? We want to be in that. And those are the spikes, right? So people are doing that. Those are the day traders. But a macro long-term trader, so someone who's opening a trade for a month, he will open it somewhere here and he will say, I expect the price to go up to here, and I'll have my sell order up here. So he'll always have his sell order 5-10% below the target. And he'll say, I'll sell here and I'll go. And then if the market flips, I'll have my exit, right? You know, I'll take, you know, come out with a bit of loss. He will have it here, like, you know, 5-10%, depends on the money. Sometimes maybe even 1%. He will say, right, I'm going to have my get the hell out here and then sell here. But my target is here and my entry is here. So you see what I mean? So his entry is going to be at whatever price it was, obviously, but his exit, like take, you know, stop loss would be 10% or 5% or 10% below where he bought it. And his take profit would be 5 to 10% below, right? And it depends on the money. It could be 1%, 2%, but usually average is about 5 to 10% below the take profit zone. So he's not waiting for the zone because he knows everybody's going to take it at that time. So he's going to try and take it before them. So he wants to front run them. That's what he's going to do. Once he's opened that trade, you think he looks at that trade? No, he's not going to look at it for another month, right? He might come and check on it every other day or something like this, but he doesn't have to look at it. He'll open a new trade. He will do the same asset again, and he would just continuously do a new trade. So those are the things you have to understand, that how a day trader works or how a long trader works. You know, there's different things basically. But Cardano, coming back into it, as you can see, we just changed some data points and it's still flashing the same thing. And there's a lot of data here actually. So ignore all the lines, but now you know the $2 is what we're looking at. Okay, the $2 mark is exactly what we're looking at. That's where we need to go. I'm sure this line, I drew it at some point, it had something to do with another thing. I need to go on another video and see, but this is probably another target we had. And then now, obviously, with the current price changes and everything, we made some adjustments and we're here. But yeah, we're going to change our prices as soon as we get to this. Also looking at crypto, let's have a look at our BTC and see what BTC is doing. We know where BTC wants to go, right? We know our 82 is our target line. It's a lot of there's a lot of people calling me and whatnot. I'm just going to go on the daily and go on the auto, kind of take some of this stuff out. Right, where are we right now? Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's not that bad. Not doing the greatest. I mean, these are, as you can see, these vertical lines. I talked about it before. These vertical lines are actually bull flag lines. Some of them, I'm just waiting at a level here. The moment we hit this 66,000 level, I will take these poles. These poles, yeah, I'll take them completely off because we don't need them. The only one that I am going to leave for a longer period of time, and I am going to change this right now. There's a big reason behind this. This one you will see more relevance at the end of the bull cycle, not now. Okay, I want you guys to understand this particular pole is more for the end of the bull market, not now. Also this one as well, funnily, actually, I just got to move this one as well. So this one also is relative to the end of the bull market. I don't need to talk about it now because you won't understand it, but I'm sure now that you've seen it, so we've got it on. Let's just leave it here for now. Ignore the dates, guys. These are not fixed. I will move it continuously until we get to the time when we need to talk about it. So kind of a little breadcrumb I'm just leaving there for you, which you'll see later. But these two will be taken out because they will be validated once we hit those levels, right? So remember this. These are not the for us not to validate this. The market would have to go the complete opposite way. But right now, it's going to validate it at some point. Once, as soon as it's validated, I'm going to take these off at the $66,000 level and carry on. And so far, Fibonacci 1618 is showing us an 82,000, which looks like a bit more moderate compared to the hype that you got 500,000 Bitcoin and 600,000 Bitcoin, which is not realistic at all. Is there any other coins you guys want me to talk about? I've obviously done Cardano. I've done Cardano. Is there anything else you guys want me to talk about? So, BLX, no. Yeah, Ethereum's just looking good. I'm not really fussed about Ethereum. I think Ethereum is really going to do some good stuff here. Yeah, that should be quite interesting. But Cardano, I'm telling you one thing. When Cardano pops, it's going to pop big. All right, Cardano's going to pop big. Also, another thing I wanted to mention about Cardano as well, actually, this is quite funny. Cardano has confirmed that it has 100 companies who are currently on Ethereum who are willing to either port, means migrate into Cardano for the fees, or run a parallel chain on Cardano as well. So there's a lot of blockchains who, because of the compatibility, they're thinking about working multi-chain, which is interesting because that means that we can have multiple projects on one kind of a singular network. That's very powerful, by the way, very powerful. I think this kind of is like an evolution of the monetary system. What they plan to do, if they do manage to do it, it will be really, really awesome in my opinion, though. So that'll be something interesting to see. Definitely be something interesting to see. So let's see. Yeah. Wow. So anything else you guys want me to talk about? Because if you're not, let's have another whale alert and see what the whales are doing. Bam, there we go. Check this out. 400 Bitcoin transferred from Binance to Coinbase. Interesting, right? So these are what I want you guys to understand. Why would someone take it from Binance to put it on Coinbase? I'll tell you why. Because Coinbase has a client. So they're buying 400 Bitcoin, but they didn't have enough in Coinbase because Coinbase doesn't have the highest volume. Binance does. So they literally bought it from Binance and now going to sell it to somebody in Coinbase, and it's going to vanish on chain because that 400 figure is never going to show up, or probably they're just accumulating. Coinbase is accumulating for some client, and this number could be 1,000, could be 2,000, could be 20,000, but that's what's happening. They're going to take that, they're going to put it together and then pass it on to a random client. You're never seeing that 400 number again, put it this way. This is what the institutions do, right? So this is not a conspiracy, but this is just a fact, right? Here, look at this. 4,500 BTC from an unknown wallet just went into Coinbase. And I can tell you that 400 and this 4,500 are connected, are 100% connected. Let's wait for the next tweet and we'll see. Here, look, another 500 transferred from unknown Zapper wallet to another unknown wallet. This could easily be that 500 could have joined that wallet and become that. And then it went in, and then it took another thing. So someone's buying about 4,900. And if we just wait for the next tweet, you'd see. And by the way, this is not a person tweeting. This is a bot connected to blockchain doing this thing. So we're just going to wait for it, and we'll see another tweet pop up. And all of a sudden, you'll see, boom, we've got 4,900 going into an unknown wallet. So, do go out and give them a like and follow them as well, because I know there's a very few people, as I said, I follow, and this is one of them. They got some good data. Obviously, the notifications can be annoying, but I just avoid all the noise. That's what I'm saying. Just avoid the noise. You don't need the noise. You just want simple answers and let you do the thing. These guys are not doing anything. They're not saying anything suggestive. They're not assuming. They're not doing nothing. They're just doing one simple thing. That's what I love about them, to the point, accurate. This is what it is. do what you do, you, I do me. That's what they're doing, and this is what I like, right? So yeah, where are we right now? Let's have a look. So guys, do you have any other questions, any other things you want me to talk about? If not, then I think I'm going to end the stream in about 5 minutes. So let me know. Could you do Cardano? No, I've done Cardano. Okay. I'm just wondering, is there anything else you guys want me to talk about? Is anybody even on the stream? If you're not on the stream, then I don't even know who I'm talking to. I guess I'm talking to myself, but that's okay. It's not a problem. The world could see, if the camera was on, you could see that I'm just sitting here, just enjoying myself, nothing else while I'm talking. Actually, I could do a radio show, couldn't I? Because I could talk non-stop, and I do freestyle as well. I mean, how many radio stations? Actually, that's what radio stations do. They talk freestyle, whereas in TV, they don't. They talk from a script. So it's quite funny. The people on the TV, they talk from a script. So I don't think I could be a TV host with my limited eyesight and this and that. I think that would be crazy for me to be a TV host. But I could definitely be a radio show host because I can go talk all day long. You bring the subject and I can carry on. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? I mean, yeah, if anybody's looking at a radio station, they need a guy who can talk all day long, especially charts. You know where to find me. It's my channel. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. So yeah, that would be quite nice. Imagine talking about charts all day long on a radio and never get bored about it. I could do that. Definitely could do that. Interesting. Bitcoin charts on a radio station. That'd be interesting. Right, guys. Yep, market. Listen, I think I'm gonna just end the stream. So as you can see, market's still going down. I'm just gonna end the stream at some point. So thank you very much, guys, for coming over. I'm not sure who's watching. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, 4 people are watching apparently, and I don't even know who the 4 people are. But yeah, well, I've got some likes as well. I've got what, 4 or 5 likes. Great, thank you very much, guys. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, I'm still here. If you have anything, throw it my way right now. Let me know in the chats if there's something you want me to talk about. If there ain't, then I think I'm going to call it quits, and I'll probably catch you guys on another live stream at some point. But do let me know what's going on, and we move over from that one and see what's going on. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Interesting. But yeah, right now, as you can see, the market's going down. So I'm not going to even bother going back into the other ones because I think I've taken enough piss out of them. Excuse my language, but that's what it is, right? So yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, do consider subscribing, like, share with another if you find any value. If not, then write down in the comment what you think, what your anything I've said or anything. If you agree, disagree, let me know in the comments, and we'll see where we go from there. And also another thing, another thing I wanted to quickly mention. I don't know if you've noticed, so I think I do have it in my channel description, but I never mentioned it. So the type of video I make right on YouTube, the style of video that I make are more like a vlog style, by the way. So what I mean by that, every day is technically a continuation of the previous day or a subject. I don't get stuck in the same thing. I never try to repeat the same thing. Of course, I sometimes try to educate the whatever we've got back to you guys. But other than that, most of the time, I'm always continuing where we left off. And if there's a question from whatever subject I made, viewers ask me a question, then yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm answering that question as well. So it's always a continuation, more like a vlog. And it gives me more interesting ideas, certain things I can do by keeping it this way. So if I was to constantly sit here and talk about the same thing over and over again, trust me, guys, you'll be bored by now. But because we have a continuous thing, we have this whole bigger narrative and a story forming here. So we're continuing on this, and every day is another chapter. So I hope you guys understand that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. Like, share, subscribe. And other than that, I'm going to catch you on another one. And today I'm going to end this stream, and I don't even know how to do it because I'm not using any software. I'm using some online thingy. So thank you very much, guys. I'm going to end this stream. I'm just gonna, yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys on another one soon. Take care.